Hi guys, welcome back to Random Doctor Talks, where we talk about all things medicine and all things life. I'm Hope, and today we have two guests here. You've seen them before, but you're seeing them again. And for that one person, they'll introduce themselves. So we'll start here as we go like that.
All right. Hi guys, I'm Dr. Vundi. I'm the wellness doctor, a psychiatrist, a content creator, and a friend of Random Doctor Talks. Mokeira.
Hi guys, my name is Dr. Mokeira. I'm a medical intern and a content creator.
So today we're talking about postgraduate experience in Kenya, specifically Dr. Vundi's, since she's the only one here who has gone through that journey. So we just want to find out how it was for her and if she'd recommend it.
I don't recommend. Stop when you can.
We'll get there.
Noted.
I'm joking.
So the first question, I'll always ask everyone this question. Is this what you wanted to do as a child?
Medicine, yes.
Psychiatry?
Psychiatry came a bit later. So in med school, I wasn't a top student. I wasn't a good student.
Okay, what? I feel like
No, I was a bad student. I was a bad student because I felt like I didn't connect with the big fives.
Okay.
The big five is surgery, obs-gyn, peds, IMED, there's another one.
The special?
Ortho, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
okay.
you know, the top,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can imagine I struggled all through until when I got to fourth year. For us, is when we did peds, psychiatry, and the specials.
Fourth year.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, yeah. Oh, wait, you were in the 5-year program?
We did peds, obs, and the specials.
Okay.
So then I was like, okay, now I'm liking it kidogo, I'm finding myself. So fast forward, I wanted to be a pediatrician. I wanted to be a pediatrician
Same,
because
sis.
I like kids and I thought it was the same thing. It's not.
Preach it, by the way. It's not.
It's not. But yeah, later then I found myself in psychiatry.
Okay. So how long is it to do psychiatry as a postgraduate degree?
It's a 3-year program.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's short. It's relatively short.
Is that fellowship in psychiatry?
There's a fellowship in anything. So once you do your master's, your MEd, and then now you have your master's, later you can decide to do a fellowship in anything really. Let's say for people like in psychiatry, you can decide you want to do a fellowship in child psychiatry alone,
Okay.
or a fellowship either in psychotherapy, like maybe you just want to learn more about something. Yes, but there's a fellowship in every specialty.
So is it like subspecializing?
Yeah, you can call it that.
Okay,
You can call
okay.
it that. So fellowships can be, you can subspecialize, like you do another whole program. For example, I'll give you an example of surgeons.
Yeah.
So you can do the surgery MEd program. Should be, I think, 5-6 years. Then you decide you just want to do a subspecialty in like breast surgery. You get? Yeah. So fellowship stroke subspecialty should be the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you a self-sponsored student? You are privileged?
No, I was a self-sponsored student.
Okay.
But that's not to say that it was easy.
Yeah.
So I had to work as an MO and like go to school at the same time.
How are you doing that? How? That's my question
Actually,
for
wonder,
every
what time do
postgraduate student.
residents sleep?
Yeah, when do you sleep? Because we know you have fun. So when do you sleep?
Do you know, so for me, I would say I'm lucky because the psychiatry program is a bit lighter than the others. But I do have friends who are doing obs-gyn and they're working, surgery and they're working. So let me backtrack kidogo. So I finished internship. I quit my job in Embu because I was just not happy. You're connected.
You and me both.
I felt not at home.
Okay.
Like literally I was in another county, home is here. At the time I was also like mentally going through so much. So I quit. So obviously now I'm working as an MO, and at the time I was asking myself the question of what do I want to specialize in. So I feel like if you've not figured out what specialty you want to do, just work as an MO in a casualty somewhere. You'll get so much exposure doing this and that and this and that, and then you realize, oh, this is not for me. Like that's how I realized peds is not for me, because I worked in peds and I was like, it's not what I signed up for.
Immediately no.
Immediately no. So, but then also in the meantime, there are things you can do. So like content creation. So for me, I did an MBA in healthcare management because I thought the non-clinical thing is not for me.
Yeah.
So point being, yes, I was working as I was doing my master's. So I was saying psychiatry is lighter, but it's tough.
Yeah.
Like now that I'm out of it, I'm like, how did I manage to do school assignments, your thesis, and you're doing shifts? It's tough. It's not easy, but it can be done. People have done it before.
Were most of your shifts at night, or like how did you balance your day, let's say?
Yeah, when I was doing the MBA, I was doing night shifts. So I'd do, because it was a full day course. So I'd go to Strathmore the whole day and then come in for a night shift.
So
And then you sleep where? When?
Yeah, when the night shift ends.
But you have to go to school.
So there's that push and pull, and then depending on where you work, the local arrangements can work in your favor. So you can exchange shifts. So I would work mostly weekends, and then so I can have a few days in the week when I'm off. Yeah, but it can work. It depends on where you work, the team you're working with. Because I was so lucky to work with people who are also doing MED.
Yeah.
So we do local arrangements with them.
So it is easier.
Yes, like you'll work it out. You'll figure it out. Yeah.
Have you utilized the MBA yet?
A lot.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say never.
No.
Oh my gosh. So an MBA, you know, doctors, we are taught to use what we learned, like in a very practical sense. Like you're taught to switch up, you'll do that like practically.
Yeah.
But the MBA doesn't teach you like the notes you write, you won't have to now remember, and then now you use them.
Yeah.
It's like it's taught me so much about marketing, about strategy, about IT and communication, about even writing proposals. And then the best thing about an MBA is not even the classwork, it's the people who are in your MBA class. I'm sure you've heard that before.
So
Yeah.
Like you rub shoulders with this person who runs a hospital, this other one who's in NGO field, and those connections. Later on, you realize when you're looking for someone who's in an NGO, you're like, oh, let me call.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
So in fact, I think everybody should do an MBA.
Signs up.
Strathmore, here I come.
Or like even if not a full MBA, like you know, they have short courses also on like a targeted one, maybe marketing or strategy. Like do something. It really opens up your mind. Yeah.
Another question is, in other countries, when you're doing your residency, that's what it would be called, yeah?
Yeah.
You're paid. So now, in Kenya, are residents paid?
No. Who is paying you?
Say it louder. No, say it louder for the people to hear.
That's never been the case. You're not paid. Yet, they don't want you to work. Because you see, most residents who are working in Kenya, it's like a very chinyamaji kind of thing. Like you don't want your lecturers knowing you're working. You know.
Really?
Like sometimes.
How are you supposed to survive?
So okay, here's the thing. Historically, you know, the government used to sponsor people to do an MED, right? So I think that our lecturers think we are still living in that.
Oh, in
so
that
they
era.
don't understand why are you working?
Okay.
Because they were sponsored, they had salaries all through. Nowadays, how many people are being retained? First of all,
Very few.
by counties.
Yeah,
How
very
many
few.
people are getting study leave? But I don't think that has sunk in for them. So they don't want you to work.
I hear counties even don't want to sponsor.
No, they don't.
Hey,
They don't.
that life
Actually,
must be difficult.
some people are even punished for working. Like you'll find you're failed, and when you investigate why, it's because we met you in Nairobi Hospital doing shifts. What were you doing there?
But is it written anywhere that you're not allowed?
What are you doing here?
No, but in the interview, so in your intake interview,
You're out of order.
when you're doing your interview to join MED, they actually ask you, how are you paying for this?
Yeah.
And so the answer they want you to give is, you know, either my family, if you're self-sponsored, my family or my husband is paying. Because they don't want you to say, I'll be working also in Mbisha. Then, so you also have to kind of play the field very well. You obviously can't be working more than you're in class. So sometimes I would have to get someone to cover me at work so that I'm present for
your
school
classes.
stuff. Yeah. So strike a balance. Don't also work too much and then you're a bad student.
Yeah. Now you've talked about your how is the interview process, or like the application and all that stuff?
I can say for psychiatry, it's really one of the best departments. They are not vindictive or malicious. So basically, you'll do an online application.
Yeah.
Then they'll call you to do the exam. So then you do the exam. It's like...
Is it a general exam or like
Or is
it's
it
specific
psychiatry?
to
No,
your...
it's a psychiatry exam.
Okay,
It's
okay.
like psychiatry. You have to read for it. You have to read for whatever thing you're doing.
Okay.
But then I think it's not the only thing that matters. So even
Yeah.
if you don't do so well, there's now the interview. Then they'll ask you general questions like, why do you want to do psychiatry? Like, what kind of person are you? What are you passionate about? So they gauge you and to see if you'll be a good fit. But most people get in. Most people in psychiatry. I know other...
Isn't that subjective?
It is, and that's why most people get in. Like, it's very hard. I honestly don't know anyone who's ever been denied into the psychiatry program.
Yeah.
Also, because there's a need. We have
That's
a shortage
true,
of
that's true,
psychiatry. Yeah, so you guys need to invite someone else to speak on the others, because I've heard of some people who've applied 2-3 times to some programs.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
haven't got any. And you're paying for this application process. It's not free.
It's not free. It's I think it used to be. Oh, I should have.
I think
checked.
it's 4,000 for UN.
It's
and
4,000,
then-
but they make you also pay for an indemnity
Oh,
cover, which is like 20K.
but you already pay for that as a medic.
Yeah, some people, like for me at the time, I didn't have to. I didn't have to because the hospital where I was working,
Or they paid it for you.
they have an indemnity cover for their
Okay,
doctors.
okay,
So
okay.
I had to now get another one. So it's those small costs that
That
can be
add up.
frustrating. Yeah.
It's like after internship. The small to go. You take your license here. You're told 10,000. So you need to bring this again. You're told 8,000. You're just like, hey, you people. I'm already out of a job, and you're taking my money.
On average, how many people are you in your psych class?
We were about, I know it's 20 people who applied, or 20, 25 there, but then there are people who defer or whatever. So we would be around 18 there.
I feel like it's small enough.
Yeah.
Like it's not too
That's neat.
small, but it's not too big.
Yeah, it's
good.
it's a perfect number, because you would don't want to be so many, then you don't get contact time with your lecturers, etc. But if I could, I don't know if I would have done my residency here,
But here you mean Kenya, UN?
Kenya.
Okay.
Tell us why.
Actually, I would have. I wish I even did my residency. What's it called? MOI, MTRH.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like if you've been in UN undergrad, try and see something different, because it's literally the same. Like we're attached to Madare, the same Madare we were in undergrad. Like if you can, of course, go somewhere else. Just try, see something different, and that's why if I do a fellowship, I'll go. It can be the same.
The same place again. The
Yeah.
third time? No, it can't be the third time. Then another question is, okay, how did COVID affect you during your postgraduate? Because you hadn't graduated at that
No,
time,
I
yeah?
had not.
So how did it affect your studies?
It affected us a lot because we switched to online, and already like organizing for the classes, then it was a bit tricky. We stopped doing some things like case conferences in person. So case conference is think grand round, where you discuss a particular case.
Yeah.
And then for us, we would even bring the patient and have that kind of conversation. So that one was like stopped for some time. And you do it online, it's not the same.
Yeah.
But also like on a personal level, a lot of anxiety because here I am, I'm working like frontline.
Yeah.
I'm in my PPE during the day, I'm tired, I'm stressed, I'm wondering, am I going to get COVID? And then in the evening, I still have to read, I still have to do,
Life goes on.
It was a very anxious time for me. Personally, 2021 was like one of the worst years.
Is that the year you
Academically-
graduated?
No, that's the year I was supposed to graduate in August. So I didn't. I now did special exams this year in March.
Oh, okay.
So I'm graduating in September. I was supposed to be December night. September.
We'll bring for you Mshaino.
Yeah. So it was a tough year because I was planning a wedding. I was doing that the final year. I was working in the front line. It
That's
was
tough.
tough. It was so tough. But I would say that the only thing that helped me during the COVID time was getting in tune with me. So having a few therapy sessions. We even used to have group therapy with the doctor.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah. I actually, like, I'm the one who, what's it called?
Advocated for it.
Initiated.
Yeah, initially. So we had like 3 or 4 sessions where we'd sit and say, hey, guys,
It's growing season.
what? Yeah, it helps. That community, a sense of community.
Okay. And actually from the pandemic, like now there's this mental health crisis that has come from that. So don't worry, there's a tough job ahead for you guys.
We're ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, then something else that I had to ask is, in med school, did you have any mental health issues, or did you notice in your friends or your peers, and like how did you guys used to deal with such things?
In undergrad.
In undergrad, yeah. And let's start with undergrad first.
Ooh, undergrad was the ghetto for me. Mentally, it was like the place when I was like most not okay mentally. So that's the time my dad died when I was
sorry.
That was internship. In undergrad, I was going through a crisis. Yes, I remember. So undergrad mentally, I was struggling with feeling like an imposter. So as I said, I was not the typical med student. I think I'm not a typical doctor, I think. So I wouldn't be the person who thinks the same way everybody does, calls everybody. So I was just like, I'm not smart. Like, what's going on? So I had a lot of imposter syndrome and just dumbing myself down and feeling like I don't deserve to be here. So obviously, what did we do? We just had a little bit too much fun. Because I'm like, okay, here I don't fit in school. So
what else can I
YOLO, yeah. So I think there was a bit too much partying, a bit too much drinking, and that was obviously now counterproductive. But somehow we passed. Now internship,
We praise the Lord.
Internship, we passed with some soups here and there, failing a year, repeating. But we passed.
Yeah.
Then internship, that's when now my dad passed away, and it was like a horrible time. And I went into therapy, and literally that's what changed everything for me. And I think that's why I'm even in this profession, because I saw what therapy did. It changed my life. It saved me. And I saw it like, if you can do this for me, this is what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, what can you do for others? But to answer your question about now, have I started picking up on whether friends are struggling? Yeah, nowadays it's more easy for me to be in a room and see who's struggling. Yeah, even in my family, I can be able to see who's struggling. Yeah, I can now pick it up very easily.
So do you find yourself addressing it, or you wait for them to come to you?
In the past, I felt like I need to always be everybody's therapist.
Yeah.
It was like very exhausting and draining, and also maybe this person doesn't want
That's
my
true.
help.
Yeah. Or help at all. Yet.
You know, it's like there's this thing where you feel like you need to be the hero in everyone's story. They don't want your help. They want maybe another therapist.
Yeah.
So I sometimes I don't. I don't say anything. Sometimes I wait for them to come to
you.
Let me ask you, on average, let's say I have identified I have a mental health issue and I want to start therapy. How do I know like who to go to, and how affordable is therapy in Kenya?
Good question.
So yeah, those are 2 questions. So how do you know which therapist to go to?
Yeah, should I go to a psychotherapist? I think
Psychiatrist.
Yeah.
I've actually done a video on my platforms.
I saw it. The difference between
yeah.
But I think just go to any one of us. Go to any one of us for your first session, and then from the first interaction, we'll now kind of tell you what you need. It's not your job to know.
I need a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
I need a
exactly in the same way like when somebody has like a condition.
Yeah, they
don't
like, I need
go
a
to a GP first.
I need a gastro.
Yeah.
They go to a GP, then the GP is like, okay, you
Yeah.
actually need a gastro, and the cycle continues. So we also have the same system.
Okay.
Therapy ranges for students. The youth clinic in KNH therapy is free.
Yeah.
So I think I should mention that. There are a few hospitals which have toll-free numbers where you can just like call if you need to talk to someone, like Chiromo Hospital, where I work. But it ranges. I know people who are charging from 1,500 to 6,000, just depending on
Okay.
I know that some insurance companies cover, others don't. So the point is, don't sit thinking like, what do I need to do? Just come to us, then we'll kind of guide you.
So as a psychiatrist, you can do all of them. You can do therapy, you can prescribe.
Yeah. So it depends. Some psychiatrists are not comfortable doing therapy, but I feel like I can do some level of therapy, like very basic. I can't do things like trauma-focused therapy or child, or addiction. Like there's specialties in therapy, but psychiatrists won't just meet you and prescribe and bye. So, they'll also kind of do some kind of therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you gone for therapy, Dr. Mokeira?
Not yet.
You know what I mean? Not yet. But I really want to. to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I
don't
think
know.
everyone should.
Yeah, everyone needs
But I'm
therapy.
just so scared. Like it feels so like you're telling her all your secrets. And they're just there like, what?
Intrusive.
Yeah, it feels a bit intrusive.
Then I don't know if therapy is also not for everyone.
But I really want to go. Like just experience it, because I feel like you never know unless you try. Yeah, maybe it might be that thing where, because I feel like for me catharsis works wonders. Like I just need to talk. Let me just come. I talk. If you have something to say, sawa. If you don't imagine, it's okay. Yeah.
And then there are other different things that have come up, like even coaching. Like maybe you need a life coach.
Yeah, someone told me that, by the way. But what does a life coach do?
So what they don't do is handle mental conditions and issues like depression.
Okay.
So it's not therapy. They work with you in your life to give you more clarity.
Okay.
Should be it career or even personal, but it's not like they handle mental issues.
Okay. Maybe I'll consider that one. A life coach. You have some contacts.
Yeah, I do. Actually, during my MBA, we got like free coaching.
Really?
Yeah, during our stint there. Yeah, and these are like internationally certified life coaches.
Oh, I forgot to ask you a question now. If let's say a university like Aga Khan, because they have like an MEd program, yeah? If they had psychiatry, would you go to Aga Khan or UON? And why?
That's an interesting question. I have a very bad relationship with UON, first of all.
Okay.
So the answer is yes, I would go to Aga Khan just because I from undergrad, from just the way simple things work, like even like right now I'm doing the clearance process for graduation. Like it's so analog. Like why do you have to go to this department and then this one and then because for me I went to private school in high school. I think I'm so over the way some
public institutions work.
What are we doing?
It's true.
But that said, the faculty in Nairobi University is also really good.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, so I don't know. It would really depend on what the faculty would be.
There.
So when you're looking for an MEd program, don't think of just the school, the name. Actually, look at who's going to be teaching you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it like that.
Oh, we have a fantastic faculty in psychiatry.
Okay.
So
yeah, Prof. Mathai.
Yeah. So do some proper research.
That's true, by the way. Yeah, research is important.
And also money. I'm guessing, of course, Aga Khan would be expensive.
But at least the thing is, they pay for you. Okay, you work for it, but they subsidize your salary and take it for your school fees.
Yeah.
So it's like they're paying you, but at the same time you're paying for your school fees.
That would be a very key factor for me. But it would really depend.
Okay.
It would really depend, yeah.
Okay. Then, in your journey in psychiatry, have you noticed any changes in the field?
Oh, yeah, a lot. So, remember what I said earlier about psychiatrists now being more open to talking to their patients. So, there's that. Oh, psychiatry is always growing. Like right now, you know about the mental health task force?
Yes.
So there's so many recommendations that have come up. We are having so many. Okay, without
getting too deep.
Yeah, like you see, like some of the issues that we've had in Mathare, some of them are being corrected. We're having a totally new facility coming up.
Yeah, we heard about it.
So it's a constantly changing field.
And what about in the practice? Because I see a lot of people telemedicine is working so well.
Oh, thank you.
In psychiatry.
Especially during COVID.
Yeah.
It's really, that's one of the changes that I can say I've seen.
Is there anything that you can recommend, like anything you see that would work that's not present now?
Not that anything that would work. I would like us to incorporate, like, for me, I'm in the wellness space and I'm also in psychiatry. I wish we could blend that.
Or both of them.
Both, If you could go to a place where they also do yoga, like, think of a place where you can go, you see your therapist, then you can also do yoga, then you can like get some books. Like it's a holistic approach. It's not just textbook psychiatry. I would like to incorporate more wellness.
Okay. Okay. That's smart. That's
Yeah.
true, by the way. You started doing yoga.
Yeah, I did. That's
She's not really on Instagram. My mornings.
let me tell you, start your day with yoga.
How?
Nothing will mess you up.
When you
can
wake
do
up
it in
at
the house.
7:30.
Like, no, I have 30 minutes to get to work.
Wake up
to wake
earlier.
up. I cannot.
Oh,
Cannot.
really.
Sleep. Sleep is important. Important.
That's also fun. You can do it in the evening then.
Anyway, it's true. But I've been trying to start like my fitness journey.
Okay.
But it always ends on day 7. Always. Like I can't get past day 7. No, but we're going strong.
Going there.
Yeah.
Are you active? Do you do any kind of like workout?
I used to when I was in uni, but then there has been so many transitions, and I've never just gone back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I should very soon.
Okay. Then the last question is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh, I didn't see this one coming. I see myself being a thought leader.
Okay.
Like any conversation that will be happening on mental health in this country and beyond, I'll be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I like the fact that we're talking about mental health more openly these days. Yeah, it's not something that's so stigmatized like the way it was in the past. And I think, we should keep up. Yeah. So that was it for today. I think now you know Dr. Vundi a bit more. Me, I've learned some things about postgraduate, by the way. I didn't know you're not allowed to work. Okay, like you're not allowed to work.
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know. Like honestly, I didn't. I used to wonder. These people are slaving. Kumbe, hey, no.
I always wonder what time residents
Sleep.
Yeah. Kwanza the ones that came here. You're there
Yeah.
at 7, you leave at 5.
Consider the ones in
Unaingia Nairobi,
pediatrics.
hospital at 6.
What?
You make it work. But let me say something. Don't also overthink it. As I said, people have done it. So just get into it, figure it out. You know, they say jump off the cliff, you'll tengeneza the parachute as you go down.
Yeah.
Don't sit there thinking of what won't work, or I need to save 1 million before I go into it.
Just swim.
Just start swim, and in the middle you could always take breaks. People defy and take a gap year and chill, but just start, because it's the way out. You know, sometimes it like once you're done and you get into like being a consultant, it's so liberating.
I wish you could just skip.
I know.
Wake up and find yourself.
You can't. But it goes by really fast.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, I hope you've learned something, especially for those of you who want to pursue a master's in anything psychiatry, but also anything like clinical. I hope you've picked up a few points. I hope you've enjoyed our guests. They're always welcome back, as I mentioned. Comment, subscribe, share. We will tag all their socials up at chini. This description box, able make use of it. Yeah, but that's it for today. So bye.